So Caleb,
What's up?
I've seen your sourcing tips videos
Yeah?
and your organization videos,
Mm-hmm.
watched all of your resale rides,
Oh, classics.
but I'm a new Amazon seller, and what I really want to know is once I get inventory to sell on Amazon, how the heck do I get it there?
Well, nameless YouTube viewer, I'm so glad you asked. Well, folks, today's video is one that people have been asking for a long time, and today I am finally delivering. The question of the day is, once I have sourced a bunch of inventory for Amazon FBA, what the heck are the cleaning and testing and listing and shipping steps in between that I need to know to get my first shipment out to Amazon? And that's more or less what I'm going to be sharing today. It's not going to be a super in-depth tutorial, but I'm going to take you guys through every single step. I've got all of this stuff here that I sourced through a Switch Lite trade deal. It's a couple of Wiis and a good number of games, so a solid sample here of stuff to get processed in various ways, and I'm going to take you guys along every step of the journey. So I'll start off by showing you guys everything that I'm going to be processing today. It is a 2 Wii bundle. Like I said, we've got this white one in here, and then a black one and a bunch of games over here. Luckily, these people took really nice care of their consoles, so there will not be a whole lot of cleaning that I have to do in this video. I do have an entire video dedicated to testing and prepping and cleaning consoles for FBA, so if that is something that is interesting to you, you're welcome to check that out. And then we've got a whole bunch of games here. As you can see, a lot of it is shovelware and not super exciting, but there are some gems in here. One of them is Mario Galaxy. Another is Mario Kart. Those are both solid titles to find. Then we have 2 copies of Wii Sports and a Wii Sports Resort. All of those are really nice to get. And then the other one that I didn't expect was this Just Dance 4. Not because it's a great game to find, but because, if you guys can tell here, it actually is sealed. This has never been opened before, and the lowest copy for a new game of this on Amazon is $49. So that is actually a pretty nice surprise, because I could not tell that it was sealed in the listing. Then finally down here in this drawer, she just gave me a whole drawer of accessories. We've got this Wii wheel, which I will pair with the Mario Kart. We've got a black Wii remote with the Wii Motion Plus, as well as 4 white Wii remotes. So with all of this stuff, the first step in the process is going to be inspecting and testing. Now, some of the inspection I will always do on the site of the buy, whether it's a yard sale or a thrift store or whatever. But especially in a larger deal with the games that I'm not necessarily going to sell individually. Maybe I'll throw them into a trade-in bag over here, or I might lot them up on eBay. I'm going to check each one of these individually to make sure that the discs are clean and relatively scratch-free, because I don't test every one of my discs. That's another question that I get pretty frequently. I only test the ones that are a little bit suspect. And then, of course, I'll be testing the consoles as well. So let's do that now. So I've got my testing set up here with my tiny TV and my system. With these, I will always hook up the remote as well, and also if I am bundling this system with games, I will test those games out as well, because the last thing that you want is somebody returning a whole system bundle because one of the games didn't work, and I have had that happen before. So I'll be testing out Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort. One pro tip for you is, whenever you're selling a console, I would research the game bundles that console comes with and the ones that sell most often and for the most money. And then if you happen to have those games on hand and can bundle the system on Amazon, those tend to do really well for me, especially with Wiis. I do the same with NES and SNES, and I'm sure there are other consoles as well. Xbox and PlayStation I tend to sell on their own. But this one, I'm going to be bundling with these guys. So the functions that I always like to test are the remote. I'll make sure that it is connecting with the sensor. Looks like this one is just fine. And then I'll test the games out as well. And also, I like to make sure with the system that it reads games just fine. All right, and as you can see, This copy of Resort is doing great. I'm going to do the same thing with Wii Sports, and that's pretty much all there is to the testing phase. I should note as well that I do have my testing supervisor, Winnie the Pooh, here with me. He just ensures that everything goes smoothly and according to plan, so I do definitely recommend that you have one with you as well. Doesn't have to be a Pooh, but let's face it, you're really not going to find a more capable or more cuddly bear. So now that those two Wii bundles are tested and packed up, it is now time to sort all of the games and accessories and stuff into stuff that will go to trade-in and also according to condition for listing. Alrighty, so here is what it's looking like. This is all the stuff that's going to go into be traded in at a game store. Really nothing exciting there. This Wii Sports is on its own because I'm actually going to keep it to bundle with future consoles. And then this is the stack that I will be sending into Amazon FBA. So now the next step in the process is to get it listed. Now, when it comes to sending inventory into FBA, there are basically two ways you can go about it. You can do it specifically through Amazon itself and create your batches that way. A batch is basically just a group of inventory that you're sending in at one time, or you can use a third-party listing software. I, almost since beginning Amazon, have used third-party softwares just because it makes it way easier. I don't think that Seller Central's listing and batch creation process is very streamlined or easy at all. There are videos out there that will teach you how to do that, but what I do is use a third-party software, so that's what I'm going to be explaining today. The software that I use is called AccelerList. It's like 45 bucks a month, which is a little bit expensive for the industry, but the user interface is really nice. Customer service is not the best. That's probably the biggest downside of it if you are looking to purchase one yourself. Pretty much all of them are a subscription service. I haven't found any that you can purchase outright, although I think sometimes they will offer lifetime memberships if they're trying to like raise cash or stuff like that. At least this one has. But I'm going to set up a screen recording right now so that I can show you guys a little bit of what it looks like to actually list these things. So what I do is I take my barcode scanner here. This is like 25 or 30 bucks. I got a wireless one, and I will scan my game into the software. It'll come up immediately with the product on Amazon here. I can put my buy cost in right here, which I don't really want to do with this because I got it in a lot of stuff. I don't really know. $1 is fine. And it'll show me both the used merchant fulfilled prices and all of the FBA prices right here. I'll go down and select based on the condition of this game, which it does have the manual and everything, so this condition will be very good. I'll select the condition down here as well as the condition note that I want to go with it. So I'll go to games and very good. I have all of these pre-saved in here. That's another nice thing about this software. Then I'll go back up to price and look at other games that are also fulfilled by Amazon, and I'll select a price that seems competitive with other games in this condition. Right now it looks like I have it set to autofill what the buy box is. It looks like the buy box is really high on this game, $37 almost. That seems really ambitious to me, so even though this is in really good condition, I'm going to price it a little bit more consistent with the lower offerings and go maybe, we'll say 22 bucks on it, because this doesn't sell all that fast and I'd like to move it fairly quickly. So $22 on that. I will click Add to Batch here. It will load for a little bit, and then I have a Dymo label writer over here that will print off an FBA label, which I will just take and smack over the normal. That's pretty crooked. Put that over the game's regular barcode and put that on my stack. Then I will scan my next game here. This is Just Dance 4. This was the new copy. This is coming up. Apparently I have another one, or I have listed another one in the past. I always click list with new MSKU. Buy cost of $1 is just fine. This one actually is in new condition, so I'll select that down there and I will look and see what the other new condition items are going for. and I'll price it at the lowest competitive price, which is 53. In fact, I kind of want to undercut this a little bit. This game overall does sell pretty quick. I don't know how often it's really going to sell in new condition because the gap is so wide. So I may actually go for like 47 bucks here, just in hopes that this is the next new copy that sells. And that's a really great price to get for this game if I'm able to get it. Since it's new condition, don't really need to put anything in the description, so I will click Add to Batch. Then I will print my label out as it comes out, smack it on the back here, and that one's good to go. And I'll continue doing that for all of these games. The packaging process is a little bit different for controllers and stuff. So these I will basically bubble wrap and put in a clear poly mailer. Then I'll put the label on the outside of that just so that these are nice and safe and secure in the Amazon warehouse. Alrighty, so I finished my batch here. As you can see, we have 9 total products. Total buy cost of $211. That was the cost of the Switch Lite that I traded. Net profit of $315. If this all sells at current prices, some of it may get repriced, so factor in maybe 10% or so for decreases due to repricing to stay competitive. And what I can do now that my batch is done is I will click Preview Shipment Plans. That will load up for a little bit, and what this is going to do is tell us how I need to split my products up to send different stuff to different warehouses. This will almost always happen, I've found, in larger shipments. Unfortunately, it is telling me in this one that I'd have a couple shipments that are just one product that are going to different warehouses, so honestly, that's kind of a pain, but kind of to be expected, especially when you're sending new and used products. They will often get split up into different shipments. So from here, I'm just going to create shipments and complete batch, and because this account is linked to my Amazon seller account, what it is doing now is exporting these batches into Amazon Seller Central, and I can go over here into Seller Central where I have my shipping queue, and I'm just going to refresh here, and hopefully we will be able to see, yep, we have 3 new shipments that have the option to work on the shipment because they have not been sent out yet. So that's what I'm going to do now. So now that I've got my first shipment pulled up here, the first thing I'm going to do is click Review and Modify Units to see which one of these items, because I did click on one of the 1 item shipments, which one of these I'm going to need to send out in this batch. And it looks like it is a Wii Remote controller, so I'm going to pick one of these bad boys up and throw it in a bubble mailer here. Then I will go down to, instead of multiple boxes, since this is only 1 item, I'll be able to ship it everything in 1 box. I will enter the box weight, which will be less than a pound because it's just a single Wii Remote. It'll be about 9 by 6 by 3 inches. Confirm that. Then we can calculate what our shipping charges will be. The nice thing about Amazon is that they have negotiated shipping rates with UPS. So looks like this is going to be just $3.75, which isn't much of a discount for a single Wii Remote. But I've had shipments before where I'm sending in like 50, 60, 70 pounds of stuff for like 14 bucks, which is absolutely insane. So when you're sending in higher volume, their discounts make a really big difference. I'm gonna accept these charges here. Then I will come down here and print my label. I'll enter my shipping date, which will be tomorrow. And then I will go ahead and print my box labels. And this is what those will look like. I had them printed on my XL label printer here. If you don't have one of those, you can just use a normal printer and tape them onto your packages. Now I've got these labels on my bubble mailer here. Stick my Wii Remote right in here, and this is ready to be sent off to Amazon. All right, well, this is it, folks. This is today's glamorous FBA shipment from my trade goodies up here. That's pretty much the process. I know it was kind of a cursory overview. I was talking about the shipping discounts. This big box here, the trusty Chick-fil-A, was 16 pounds and it cost less than $6 to ship to the fulfillment center. So definitely some solid negotiated rates on there, like I was saying. I would love to hear from you guys what your listing process is like, if you use Amazon itself, Seller Central, or if you use a third-party software. Which one do you use? I would just love to get a better feel for what is the most popular method. If you have any more specific questions, feel free to reach out on Instagram or in the comments. I'm happy to help out. But more importantly, I think one of the most invaluable skills that a reseller can have is how to utilize Google and YouTube to educate themselves. That's how I learned all of this stuff, and you can find pretty much any in-depth tutorial you could ever hope for on YouTube. So would definitely encourage you guys all to be very proactive in that and just taking hold of educating yourselves. And when all else fails, I'm also always here for you as well. So thank you guys as always so much for watching, and I will catch you guys on the flip.